How do I even start? I should stand more like here. Should I stand back closer? I probably should stand closer. Or maybe farther. Or maybe should I zoom in? What about now? Now my head is not in the frame. Well, hello there. Why is it so hard to start? The silence is crippling me. Okay, let's try again. I am so sick. And today I felt like it is the perfect day to start filming myself because, you know, who doesn't enjoy a groggy voice and even more groggier moods and weather, apparently. But hey, look at this beautiful background I built. I'm really happy to have this. Now every time I'm doing a corporate meeting, they can enjoy this background. Like you can. Wait, I have to bring my notes. So, who I am and what I'm doing here. Hi, my name is Ketter and I craft things. And for the last few years now, I've been requested many times on different platforms if I do long form videos on YouTube. And every time my answer has been no, because I don't have the time for it. Well, I ran out of that excuse since I have 2 months off from work because I'm on sabbatical. Also, the day I figure out how to do audio, like actual good quality audio, this is when I will become a real YouTuber. Meanwhile, I'm just an imposter. Yeah, don't mind the light shift. I took a little break and now the sun decided to disappear out of nowhere to nowhere. I don't make sense. So for this video, I think a closet tour is warranted. And I've been strategizing how to do it in the best way to kind of like maximize the content and also make it bearable because you are not prepared. Listen to me, you are not prepared the size and the magnitude of my closet. Okay, I'm exaggerating, it's not that big. It's about 5 years worth of things I've crafted and yeah, so I think for this part 1 I will be going through the wearable items and for part 2 I'm going to do accessories. I'm just gonna wing it and yeah, welcome to my closet tour. That intro was so unnecessarily long, to be honest. Feast thy eyes on the magnificence of what is part of my wardrobe. I'm contemplating where to start because, well, some of these items are meant to be worn as a set and some of these items are okay to be worn independently. So I'm kind of like bamboozled where to begin, to be honest. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from this end, which is the undergarments and the light items. Let's put it this way. Let's get to it. Set number 1, undergarments. I made this all by hand, so there is no machine stitching involved. I realized I really do enjoy making things like just by hand. I do not enjoy machine stitching, so this was just a little project I carried with me. I took it on a ferry and I finished it during my travels, and this is basically meant for sleeping, wearing under medieval garments. On this note, I think it is only appropriate to start layering other items on top of this set. Okay, I threw on another layer. I didn't make this is purchased, but it is made by a small artisan. It's a Viking style linen kirtle. The next item which I made, and this is also completely handmade, no machine stitching involved because I made it for potential reenactment events I'm hoping to attend in the future. So both the hood and the overcoat are made by me. It took me, I think, around like 100 hours to make these 2 items. So yeah, let's throw them on, let's show them off, and boom. Cool. This is how this set is meant to be worn. I am not sure if I put the grey cut on actually the correct way. Oopsie. But it's too hot for me to just check and rotate it. I'm pretty proud how it turned out, but it definitely looks very brand new right now because it's never been worn, which is sad because I put a lot of hours into making it. It should be paired with this hood, but I will keep this for the accessories part of the video. Off with this right now. And this is my, so to say, historical set of clothing. I have one more item which I could layer. This is a tabard. It is actually meant to be worn on top of armor, but I have used this without armor, so let me show you. So basically this is just this additional layer you can throw on if the weather is a bit frosty. It should be paired with a belt, again, to the accessories part of the video, but the tabard is really big because, like I said, it is meant to be worn with armor, but I'm not going to wear armor in this video. I'm sorry, maybe next one. I also have this pair of wool hose. These are really fun things, very warm. If you want to see how these are worn, check out my last video, but basically these are just medieval pants, long story short. And to the pile. Next, on the topic of medieval and historical items, the next set is meant to be worn under armor. It is called Gambeson and Chaussees. These have seen better days, let me say you that. Let me put them on, nice and cozy. This is one of my first attempts of making padded and tailored garments, which was quite a headache. But I'm really pleased how it turned out. This set has served me for a year in active training every single week, and I have only a couple of tears. All the stringy bits you see are called arming points. These are meant for attaching armor on the Gambeson and the Chaussees. And this is basically like a padded set to protect myself from my own armor. It's very sweaty, it's very nasty. The rumors about Gambesons never being washed is true. I tried to wash it once, it didn't do anything. It still stinks the same. It's pretty bad, so I'm gonna take it off now. A black sleeveless linen tunic, that's it. I wanted it, I made it, I wore it to work once because I ran out of clean clothes. Literally just two rectangles sewn together. Next. Another set of underthings. We are now entering the fantasy territory. These items don't resemble anything historical anymore. The materials are whatever. There is no selection. The patterns are not historical. They just look historical, maybe from afar away. That's it. I use these for LARP. Very trusty, very worn in. These are used for layering. So let's start layering. Well, I've grown out of this vest a little bit, it's safe to say, but I made it also to wear under armor, but fantasy armor. I'm going to just use it as a layering or a styling item for now. Voila! This hood tabard thing I made for this year's LARP, definitely one of my favorite items. It's so airy, it gives a lot of structure and figure, especially since I am not the skinniest, so I really like to highlight the features I'm happy with, which is my small waist. Yeah. Just vibes, fantasy, good stuff. This is all hand-tied, by the way. All these items I'm wearing, I've hand-tied them all. So these are not sewn from original materials, actually just thrifted white bed sheets and stuff like this and then made them into items. For some winter activities, I can also layer this Gambeson on top. I think this Gambeson up to this day is still not completely finished because I really hated it. I honestly, I hate making Gambesons, hence why I have so many of them. It's so thick. I've used it maybe 3 times during winter. So during winter games, winter LARPs, this is really good, but the lack of sleeves not really helping the case. I didn't really know much about medieval clothing when I started this project. I just took a random photo from Pinterest and had at it. I've kind of grown out of it a bit also, so yeah. Just to be fair. On one fine afternoon, I had an excellent idea to make mithril. I guess I succeeded. It looks like mithril. Let me come closer. The details on this thing are just immaculate, but there is no sense or logic to it. But this is such a hot garment. I don't know how. It's a net, but it's so synthetic that it just makes me sweat. So I can't wear it. It's so uncomfortable. I've used it only for a couple of posing sessions, photography, and I think this one time a bunch of people were speed painting pictures of me when I was posing. So yeah, let's layer it now with one of my favorite items I've ever made. Fun fact, I actually filmed the entire making journey of this item, but it's 50+ hours of content, and I never got to finish that video because it's just so overwhelming. Every time I start editing it, I feel like I'm getting nowhere. So yeah, let me show you the final product. This is by far one of the favorite items I've ever made in my entire life. It fits like a glove. Don't get me wrong, it's an absolute pain to get on, but once it's on, it really fits so well. Also, I need to feed the cat before he eats me. Okay, I neutralized the cat. Yeah, my favorite item, but this is not it. I have one more layer, which I really like to throw on it, which is kind of unfortunate because it does hide the magnificence of this piece, but you will understand me once you see the final result. If I would be a resident in, Lord of the Rings, Gondor, for example, this is what I would wear. I lined this cape with this trim. It took me a ridiculous amount of time to sew it on because I had to hand sew it. It is just not possible to do it on a machine on velvet. I've worn the living hell out of this item. I adore it. It fits with everything. I really like the unique shape. Like, it's a cape, but it also looks like a dress in the front. Like, it really cinches me in. But then you have the flare, especially when there's, wind. You get me? Yeah, that's fantasy section. I have one more fantasy dress set. I'll be back. A synthetic black dress. Yeah, it's actually pretty comfortable. It has a really nice texture. I like the shape and form of it, but it is so goddamn synthetic that I just can't wear it for long periods of time. I think I have some sort of like a reaction with polyester, and it is not a nice reaction. Let's put it this way. Let's continue. This dress is a showstopper though. I really, really, really like it. Every girl's dream. Duh. I made it straight after I saw one of Bernadette Banner's videos when she made a similar kind of velvet loungewear. I modified the pattern to fit me and also fit my style. As you can see, I have a repeating pattern of using this triangle neckline. I just really like it. I don't know. This is my thing. It's just gorgeous. We have a couple more top coats left. Let's continue. A wool coat. This is one of the items which is surprisingly street legal. I call street legal things which are intended to be fantasy, but if I would wear it on the street, not everyone would notice that it's a fantasy item, so street legal. I really like it. I wish I could wear it more, but unfortunately it's one of those items I've just grown out of. My arms just won't fit in it anymore as much as I would love to, and it's really pinching. It's sad. I guess I have to think about the diet, but it's really sad if you grow out of things which you've invested many hours into making. But I really like it. It's a really simple pattern, but it really works well, like this military style attachment system. Yeah, sad. Maybe one day I can wear it again. Surprise, surprise, another gambeson. Did I already mention that I hate making these? Yeah, I really hate making this. Long story short, I made this to replace the other one, the thick sleeveless winter gambeson, because as you probably saw, it does not sit well. So this is the new version. It has sleeves. I didn't make complete length. With most costumes, I'm actually wearing braces. So the pattern itself is actually historical, and you can immediately see how much better it sits on me than the fantasy. I just elongated it to make it into a coat instead of cutting it off here where gambesons normally end. Otherwise, it's literally the same pattern, same style, same technique. I just attached this fake fur thingy here to, just add some flair. I'm starting to feel super groggy and feverish, so this is my sign to stop for today. I have 2 more costumes, which I will film tomorrow, but those are a bit more complicated because those are not individual items. Those are full sets of costumes, which I need to put on for them to work. So I need more time and patience, and it's getting very late. See you tomorrow. Jump scare. I'm still groggy as hell, but it is what it is. The light has once again returned to the northern hemisphere. It is the new day. We are now entering the territory of full character costume. Previously, the theme was either medieval reenactment or just medieval fantasy. Some items were wearable independently, some items were meant to be worn together but still wearable independently. But these next 2 looks are crafted to resemble a character, so they are meant to be worn together. What you're looking at right now is the undergarments for the next look. Why I didn't put the entire look on at once, because it just consists many layers. I wanted you to see all of it. This is the very first character I made. It was actually an orc, nerd, right? For an orc, this needed to be pretty gross, so I made it the grossest pants on this planet, accompanied with this very grossly brown tunic and a patchwork undershirt. Everything is hand tied, hand sewn. I think I thrifted the pants, but yeah, rest of it is DIY together. When I made this costume, I didn't have any sewing skills. I didn't know anything about patterning, so I just winged it like with everything. Let me put on the entire look now for you to check it out. Okay, cool. This is the orc. I took down the head also to give you kind of the full imagination how it looks like. I'm not gonna put on the head right now because I can't actually speak with it that well. This look had a cuirass, like a leather cuirass also, but to be honest, I repurposed it for other looks, so I'm not wearing it today. This is a sentimental costume I've kept because just, you know, it's my first. I'm one of those people who's like, you know, go big or go home. So my first costume was quite a project, let's put it this way. But I'm really happy how it turned out. It's pretty detailed. It even has the bones in the back. I ate those chickens, so yeah, fun times. Honestly, I should give this costume more attention and time out of the closet. I just kind of feel sad, but at the same time, like, it's too sentimental for me to repurpose or sell also, so it's just sitting here waiting for its time. I'm like afraid that the latex mask will just fall apart at one point. I ordered it from Germany. It is made by a small crafter called Ungebilde, and they make these masks. They are like super detailed. Like, look at this thing. It is like straight out of a movie, and I really like the white hair and, you know, the witchy look of it, because I was more like a shaman or something in those lines. That's the orc. Okay, last but definitely not the least is my Dune original character cosplay. It is inspired by Harkonnen. I am obsessed with Dune, I'm not going to lie. The moment I saw the first movie that was released, I don't know, 4 years or so ago, I was so mesmerized by this entire world. And after the second movie released, I was like, I just can't be only mesmerized by this world, I need to be part of it. So I made this, and I was like, maybe I should, you know, go to a cosplay contest, because this is all handmade, hand dyed, besides the plastic parts, but the plastic parts are also modified and made to fit the costume. It's like kind of resembling sci-fi armor, but I don't think I quite understand the concept of cosplay because I think it's supposed to be like one-to-one copy from the screen, or, you know, the character. But there is also this original character, original design category, but they are like also related to some characters usually, but this is not like related to any specific character. I just made a character in the Harkonnen family and built this costume. Yeah, I'm actually surprised it still fits me, considering how many items have grown a bit small. And this costume was small from the get-go because I have huge issues with patterning things correctly. I always misjudge the size of myself and I make things a bit too small. It's one of my favorite costumes I've ever made. I'm gonna put on the helmet also this time so you can just see the entire thing. This is it. This is the end of part 1 of my closet tour. I'm going to make like a small cinematic b-roll in the end out of all my favorite items, so you can just get a closer detail, so to say. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Like and subscribe.